Hey everybody, this is Derek and you guys are watching Derek Larger Sports Talk, and today I will be talking about my personal background in sports. I'm going to give you guys a good idea of what kind of sports I'm into and basically feed off of that. I want you guys to be able to understand who I am so that way later on you guys can help me out with selecting videos and talking about what I need to talk about. It's all about me helping you and you helping me. So I will be talking in this video about some of my favorite sports teams, players, events that I've loved, and all the above. So let's start with football. Definitely my favorite sport. I really love football. It's made a big impact on my life for the longest time. I used to play varsity football in high school, was a team captain for 2 years. Definitely missed those times. Definitely my favorite moment during them was senior night. The weather was god-awful because there was rain, snow, sleet, anything precipitation-wise that was coming down. And it was below freezing. It was one of the coldest, wettest games I've ever seen, ever played in. But I loved playing in it because it was my senior night, obviously, and just the environment surrounding all of us. I definitely miss it. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. But, nowadays I just follow football and try to think of other things to be able to use my football mind for. So, my favorite college football team, excuse me, is the Ohio State Buckeyes. And as you can tell, Ohio State. Gotta love Ohio State Buckeyes, man. One of the best programs ever, the best program for football ever. I don't think anyone can deny that. I think of all the great players and coaches that have been in that organization. Woody Hayes, Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer now. Definitely coaches that knew what they were doing. Some of the greats of that organization, Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman winner, only one to do that. Eddie George, some of these great players. I definitely think that my favorite Buckeye moment was watching them win the 3 games to make it to the national championship in the first ever college playoffs. First game, Big Ten championship game against Wisconsin, and the Alabama game, first game of the playoffs, and then beating Oregon in the finals. Definitely my favorite moments to be able to live through that and see the first ever college playoffs get won by Ohio State. And I will definitely be talking a lot about Ohio State because I obviously like to talk about them, and they're a very big program, so it's kind of easy to talk about it to a lot of people. And the Indianapolis Colts, my favorite NFL team. I've always been a Colts fan ever since I could walk. Watching Peyton Manning when I was young, obviously being able to dissect defenses like no other quarterback has ever been able to do. It's truly mind-boggling because no other quarterback has been able to do the things that he does. His postseason career has not always been great. It's pretty much been good at best. But I definitely think he's the greatest regular season quarterback that the NFL has ever seen. And I will fight anyone on that one because his numbers are just unbelievable in that regard. And definitely my 2 favorite Colts moments would be Peyton Manning winning his first Super Bowl with the Colts in 2006 against the Chicago Bears, and the 29-point comeback by the Indianapolis Colts against the Chiefs a couple years back. I remember being at a basketball game during that time. I thought that game was over. There's no way they could come back during that. But then I come back home. My dad tells me that they win, and I have it on my DVR, and I'm checking it, and it's amazing. But those are definitely my two favorite moments, and I'll be talking a lot about that. A lot about the Colts as well. You know, you got the Peyton Mannings of the world, Marvin Harrisons, Reggie Waynes, Jeff Saturdays, all these types of things. I especially like Jeff Saturday because I was a center in high school. I loved playing it. I idolized him. You know, being able to communicate at the line, being able to block on multiple occasions. And, you know, when you're an offensive lineman to Peyton Manning, you need to know what you're doing.